Anyone watching from Australia after the match, probably waking up in a couple of hours. If you happen to stumble upon us, let us know what you think. Joe Schmidt is obviously taking this team in the right direction.
Yes,
as an Irish fan, I'm frustrated, but
I'm delighted for Healy to get the win. And
yeah,
good win.
A
scrappy game,
really, really scrappy again.
Is Healy gone now?
Well, he hasn't officially, but he's contracted until the end of the year, so he could be still around for Six Nations potentially, but he may formally retire. There's talks that one or two of the players could formally retire.
I think he's right.
Nolly.
I think he's right. Noel.
Two Noels, how are you doing, lads?
Noel, well.
Yeah, Australian defence was very good, Noel. Scrappy kind of a game, bit of a stalemate kind of a game, wasn't it? No one really getting hugely on top.
No flow to the fucking thing whatsoever. Both teams defending very well. Australia's defence is very good. Jesus.
Every time Ireland got into the kind of last third of their half, something happened. We give away a penalty, we get dropped the ball,
or a shit pass, or
little mistakes. And
a bit the same the other way around as well for Australia. Like when they had the chance, they made the errors on the other side. I suppose 3 wins out of 4, and you're not overly happy with how they're played.
That's
you can't
great,
be too critical, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know what you can work on.
2 new players found in McCarthy and Prendergast.
Yeah, 2 lads who can come straight in there now, and you wouldn't be too concerned if you were missing a starting player and one of those had to start. You know, I mean, Prendergast is pushing that he could be the new starting 10.
Saying Crowley, I'm saying the right man this time. Is he cemented his place now, is he? Crowley. He came on, he was tidy.
I think it'll be toss of a kind between the two of them for a while, and you can throw Frawley into that mix yet. I don't think there's a definite clear cut. He's our number 10 at this moment in time.
Oh, it's up for grabs, yeah.
Massive improvements in the line now too, I saw.
Big improvements, even though they did lose 1 or 2, but there were definitely signs of improvements. And the maul has been dreadful. So
would have to agree with that. Doris gets man of the match.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, have to. He was clear cut.
He was very good. Yeah, great.
Was clear cut man of the match.
Did well for his try as well.
He was very abrasive today, wasn't he?
Yeah. He seemed to make yards with 3 or 4 lads hanging off him. But there's a lot to work on, the lads. There's a lot to work on. I can't sit here and beam in with confidence and go, "Yep, bring it on."
Who's your standout Aussie player, Wilson? Quite well.
Yeah, and he was a pain in the hole the whole day, which is what you probably want in one of those lads in your team.
The out half was good as well. No, they're some nice players. Their second row's done well. There was no real dominance at scrum time from either side. Both teams line out performed relatively well.
Scrums were even, yeah.
They scored a nice try, very nice try.
Nice. It's a nice send off for Healy. If it is his last one.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but sure, he'll hardly be back next year. Jesus.
Bundyaki nearly was your worst player.
Probably was.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was.
Oh, your man is the Viking. Yeah.
Beelan was our worst player.
Beelan and it's suppose if you got a better performance out of those two.
What you were really saying is Connacht let the fucking whole thing down terribly badly.
Yeah.
It is all Connacht's fault.
I want to have a go at Connacht now.
Yeah.
Connor, I would have to agree with Connor. I think that's a great call. I think Scotland will be well in the mix for the Six Nations this time.
It's great to see.
Can I put a proviso on that now? Everyone has said that for the last 3 or 4 years in a row. Scotland are the dark horse. Scotland are the dark horse, and they've never fucking managed to produce it when it counts. So, until they do, I'm just going to hold that at bay a small bit.
I think England will do fucking damage this time round as well. But and now obviously we'll be up there too in France. Sure, Jesus, with Dupont back.
I would agree it'll be very tight though.
Yeah, I'd say the tightest one for years.
I don't think there's an absolute hope in hell there'll be a Grand Slam winner.
No, but I think even last year, especially with Dupont gone, I think we all went into the Six Nations. It's not trying to be arrogant, Raying, but you went into the Six Nations last year almost knowing we were going to win it. Whatever about a Grand Slam, but you kind of had a feeling we're going to win it because you take DuPont.
You were going to have a serious chance anyway.
You take DuPont out of that team, that's a killer blow for France. I'm not sure if they had 1 or 2 big injuries as well. So you kind of went into it thinking, look, if Ireland perform at all, we're going to win the Six Nations. And we did, in fairness. Losing to England the way we did was a sickener, but you could tell by England that day, England are on the way back as well. Now, I know Australia beat them with a last minute try, but that was a game that was all over the place. That was kind of a helter-skelter game, but I don't know. Right now, I couldn't pick a favourite for the Six Nations.
France
not
favourites.
fucking, it must be, yeah. Would have to be, I suppose, especially after beating the All Blacks the way they did. Great to see the young winger for France, the red scrum cap.
Yeah.
Absolute thunderbolt. Great to see exciting lads like that coming through. Like,
Yeah. Easy class bit of stuff, all right.
he is. We're playing him in Murrayfield, lads. Yeah. That'll be tough.
Tough game. And they don't like each other. Like Scotland and Ireland just do not like each other. Like.
A deserved wooden spoon for the Welsh, yeah. Jesus,
Yeah, I
Paul,
think
Wales are a
there's no-
fucking mess.
You couldn't predict anything else at this point in time. Conor O'Neill, Welsh failed to get a win. Their best chance probably against Italy, but you'd still fancy nearly the Italians to turn them over. Like
Connor's a bit of a rugby fan, lads, is he?
must be.
Poor old Wales are a fucking disaster.
Oh yeah, they have some
Jesus.
pain. They have a few years of pain ahead.
Are
of
they
them
ever
now.
going to sort out? Will they go down the Irish provincial route or something? I know we've discussed it there the last time, but
They
Jesus,
need to get their own house in order anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the coach; it's the structures behind the national team that they need to be looking at. Like it's shambolic.
yeah.
But Ireland are bad enough, so if you want to say that too, are they from the province point of view?
I know Ireland are well funded and well
Well,
organised.
I know we're
and-
well funded, but we're obviously very.
Oh, the problem in Ireland is
Leinster,
we're
so-
overly reliant on Leinster
Oh,
to produce the players.
Yeah.
When
That's-
80 to 90% of your starting 15 are Leinster players.
Yeah.
There's a massive problem. The problem in Irish rugby is it's not necessarily with the setup with the provinces, but it's how you get players into those provinces. And that's not just about, there's a pile of players in Leinster, let's transfer them, because that won't work either. It's homegrown talent in Connacht, in Ulster and in Munster. People don't want to go and watch a team of fucking 15 Dublin fellas playing for Munster in red jerseys.
It's funding too,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
If you had a JP McManus there, you got a horse into Munster, you do great things, like.
Yeah, sure, money talks at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The other thing, even like you know, when I started down in Limerick, say, right, and you'd ask a fella his club, and he'd say Shannon or Gary On or Young Munster, and you ask a fella his club now, and he's more likely to say Monaleen or Napiershig or Mungers. Do you know, like GA has taken over, like.
Yeah.
So like that's the kind of thing, like. So it's not the same as it was 20 years ago, like.
Yeah. Connor, how you doing? Great to hear from you. Limerick lad living in Vancouver. Fair play. Yeah, so what time are you looking at out there? Yeah, because I know Australians this game was starting at 10 past 2.
Vancouver's
It's a
the
nice
far
early
side.
kicker.
Oh, you're behind us. Yeah, not too bad. So it would have been a morning game, so in
8
Canada.
hours behind.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
So
About
Not
that,
too bad.
yeah, about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'd be 5, I think, if he was in Toronto. But Vancouver's over another couple of time zones at least. So.
They get shocking bad winters out there too. Kind of, it's they're
Like
basically
ourselves, Conor. Like
hibernate.
ourselves, 25 years or 30 years following this team.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, so the autumn series comes to an end.
Well, can I ask one other question now? And all right, we kind of know where Ireland. Well, not that we know where we stand, but we're not as good as we thought we were. We found one or two. They have a lot of improving to do if they want to win a Six Nations, but they're not in a terrible place by any manner of means.
No.
Have Australia a chance of being competitive against the Lions?
Well, to be fair, if you'd asked me 3 months ago, I'd have left you out of the room. What I would say, looking at what Joe Schmidt has done in the last year or something, considering where they were when he got that job, you're thinking absolute basket case. What are you thinking of taking that gig on? And you see him now, and they've had a fairly solid bar. Look, they made changes against Scotland and got their holes handed to them. I think you're going to get that with Australia, a team that's kind of improving slowly. You're going to get the odd thumping in there, and I'm sure they'll probably get 1 or 2 off of the likes of New Zealand and South Africa or even Argentina in their championship next year. But I think what Joe Schmidt has done there and the time he's been there is unreal. And I'd say roll on 12 more months. You just never know.
It's not quite 12 now. We've about 9 months.
Yeah, but you never know who he might find. If you can get interest in Australia back into rugby union, you might get lads who are willing to leave league and come back. And
I think
But
they have to get a win against the Lions for that to happen. I'm not saying they have to win the series.
yeah, if it's
But
three
if
thumpings,
it's 3-0,
it's fucked. Yeah.
they're fucked. Like,
Yeah.
and in fact, World Rugby needs Australian rugby to be at the table.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't.
So we
there
all want
aren't
it.
enough good sides that we can afford to lose in Australia into the ether, like, or a Wales for that matter.
No.
Yeah. Oh no,
Um,
there are 2 countries that need to sort it out.
So, like, for their sake, I hope I think you're right. There's really good signs. Like the defense alone there today was very fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Suwali looks like a real top quality rugby player. All right, he wasn't flashy today, but he has it all. Like he's a pure athlete. Like, so I hope to God he can get it right for the line series. If there's
Yeah.
3-0 kind of
Yeah.
30-10, 40-20, it'd be fucking disaster.
You won't even have anyone at the third one.
No.
If it's 2 thumpings leading into the third one, no one
And
will be
everyone
at it.
will just the Australians hate losing. Like they'll just draw a fucking line through the national team and go out following league
clean
and
out, yeah.
footy and whatever else. Like
No, I have a feeling, I don't know, I think Joe Schmidt is too good a coach. Now, I know they don't have the pool of players at the moment, but I tell you, you just never know who he might
There's
find.
nothing wrong with that pool of players out there today, Clyde.
No, they're not bad
No,
at all.
if he can add 2 or 3 more into that, they're a solid outfit.
Yeah.
Like,
And he'll need a bit of luck with injuries and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. But they're not bad. Like
yeah, and
no. If
yeah,
he had
you never
18
know.
months, I'd be saying he could make a right job of him. It's time is
Yeah.
short is the only thing. Like do you know.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
very competitive anyway because it is.
Now look, the other side of that, Doc. The other side of that is okay. Well, let's look at the fucking lines. We're getting fuck all from Wales, realistically. Maybe 2 players if you're lucky. Scotland are decent, but let's be honest with Scotland, they're hit and miss. So some lads are brilliant some weeks and you don't see them for 3 weeks. And that's the way Scottish rugby has gone for a while.
And they're probably a better team than that. They're not a team that has maybe 3 or 4 outstanding players. They're a very solid 1 to 15, if you know what I mean.
What's his name?
So
Van der
when you
Merwe.
match up
Yeah.
player versus player, they may not be better than what you have in Ireland or England, you know.
Yeah, so you have Van der Merwe is probably a shoe-in on the wing, I'd
Yeah, I
say, even
would
at
have
this
thought
stage. Lowe will do well. Lowe would want to have a good Six Nations, I'd say, to cement his place. Now,
I don't think Ireland will get any of the wings. if I'm
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Keelan will be thereabouts, all right.
England, then, you'll be hoping that they'll, for the sake of the Lions, improve through the Six Nations.
Does he deserve a Lions tour now? The fact he's never played one.
Who?
Healy.
No.
There's no
No.
sentiment there. There's
Not-
no romance there.
No. He won't make alliance.
But
But
like,
he gets
we-
his cap here, folks.
Yeah, here we go. Keane Healy. Flannels are comments to read out there. 8 hours.
Yeah, we're
Behind us,
behind,
Connor.
yeah.
Not so bad. Fair play to you. But I suppose the point I'd make, we can sit here and pick holes in Australia, but like the Lions squad will probably be the weakest Lions squad for
Yeah.
in
And
history.
there's no outstanding 10 even, like.
No, and
Like, look,
it's
you know,
whoever has the best
Like you go
Six
back
Nations is
years
going to be the
ago,
shoe in.
like you had
in terms of
Farrell,
number
the
10.
Farrell, Sexton, and bigger debate, right? And then before that, you had Sexton or O'Gara, and who was it that
your
time?
man from Wales, sure. Roberts, no, was it?
Priestley,
Or
bigger. They were all there that time as well, and Jones,
Jones, who I was
O'Gara,
thinking
and who
of,
was
yeah.
there was a third one. It's like you did like out of the 3 10s, you weren't sure who did it be like.
Yeah.
And now you're saying who would your 3 10s even be like?
I know, yeah.
Like there's no certain
But I was
player in
watching-
Ireland. England are chopping and changing between George Ford and what's your man's name? The fucking
Smith.
yeah.
I nearly said Schmidt after Joe, but Smith, he plays full
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Does he play
So-
full back at times?
And,
or
yeah,
is he-
and 10. Like
Yeah.
he's your kind of mercurial player.
Yeah.
You've got fucking Russell above in Scotland who could do anything.
Well, that's my point with Scotland. He's either world class or you don't even know he's on the pitch,
You know him at
or
Wales.
he's a howler and he's
So
kicking it over the
you
place.
don't have a 10. 9, you could nearly say it'll definitely be Gibson Park.
Oh, 100%.
You know, I think the rest of the team probably you'll pick it, but you're
Keelan
you
Doris
know,
is surely a shoe in
like
already.
not
it has
having
to be,
3
yeah.
10s. You haven't even one that you can say he's.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think the best.
I don't
10
even know who they picked as 3 10s. Like
I think the best 10.
I think Russell will definitely get picked. So there's
Yeah.
one. Would I trust him to go and win a Lions series? Probably not.
It'll depend on who shines in the Six Nations,
Yeah.
obviously. But like the Ireland one is up for it's up for grabs big time. So like Crowley
Like,
and Barnes
even
did
if-
alright when he came on, but I mean it's. I suppose in some way you see Crowley and Casey come on there. It's easy to inject a bit of pace into a game when lads are fatigued with 15,
Oh,
20
absolutely.
minutes
They
to
did.
go.
They did
But
well.
they done
But
their
they-
job.
no, they did well, and they were probably obviously under orders.
Yeah,
Needed
yeah.
up the tempo
And
big time.
it's actually the first time this autumn series that I've seen the Irish bench come on and actually inject that pace and provide a bit of positive impact.
Yeah, O'Mahony did as well. Did well.
Oh
in
man, he
fairness
did
when
very
came
well.
on.
Yeah.
Played very well.
And McCarthy did brilliant.
I know Benny won't want to hear it, but he actually
but
did.
he's massive
I'll tell you,
composure, Doc.
we
He's massive
we can
composure.
sit here and judge Australia, but it has to be the weakest line squad of all time. I'd say that will be heading.
Maybe
off.
not the weakest line squad, but it's definitely going to be the weakest at 10 ever.
Could be the easiest team to pick too for him, in fairness. If he
Maybe,
doesn't,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You could just have the right blend of lads now.
Sure, look, you Gatlin there. Was it the last
Any
time?
chance-
Gatlin was always a bad.
Any chance he calls up
but-
on Farrell?
Sorry.
Any chance he calls up on Farrell? You don't have to be playing for England to get picked, like.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
To be fair statement.
Right here, right now.
He's probably the best 10 of all the ones we've talked about.
Oh, he's miles ahead. I would put him miles ahead of any 10 right now, and that includes Russell. And
I'm actually not messing, like.
I actually had forgotten about him. Has he a fair chance of making the squad?
I don't know. Like, you couldn't be ruling him out, like.
I think you couldn't really, though, could you?
Why?
How could you? It doesn't matter. It's not international. It's not like
I know it's not. Yeah, but
rules. He's been playing.
Has it happened before?
He's playing.
It has with players not at 10, I'd say, but it has at other positions.
So usually they would bring 3 out halves.
You just got to call up.
Normally bring 3 out halves.
I think he must be a shoe-in for one of the spots. And after that, then what? Like, does Russell get it on reputation?
I pick him over Finn Russell.
But I'd pick him over both of ours at the moment.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And sure, Wales have nothing to offer.
No.
So, Smith will probably get a call up because he kind of plays in a few positions.
George Ford, you're really
Ford, I don't know.
He never done anything for me, ever, like. I see him coming on pitch, I want to go sleep.
After that drop goal.
Boring fucking bastard of a player.
That drop goal attempt against the All Blacks, no thanks.
Do you know, like, would you trust him to come down to championship minutes?
No, I think it's a great call, Doc. I think Farrell has a chance. Yeah, no, I think Farrell's a great call, Doc, in terms of out halves. They may have no choice because you can't put a rookie in there like, no, Russell I know isn't one, but Russell's another one of these lads. I don't know if I rate him as highly as other people do. I don't know.
I wouldn't trust him to win a line series for me anyway.
Now the only thing is he'll be going out to a line series against not the strongest Australian team of all time. No, I know 9 months.
Number 10 is the most important position in the pitch, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, it's not like you're saying.
Well, I think his problem is if he tries to make the game all about him, he fucks up the whole lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know? Whereas you need a guy just to go through the motions.
Against Australia, the one thing you don't want to do is play a loose kind of a game, like, do you know what I mean? Which he would be likely to play.
Yeah.
Do you know? But anyway, thanks for everyone who watched, liked, commented. If you're new, like Connor here, that we haven't seen before, and thanks a million for joining us. Stick an old thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and keep an eye out for our material that'll be coming out during the week. We're on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook, and we'll be putting out a few shorts and maybe the odd shorter video or two during the week as well.
Thanks, lads. We have Tyson Fury and Usyk fight coming up around Christmas, and we'll put it up on our socials during the week as to what event we're covering next weekend, and hopefully see you in the next one.
Excellent.
All right, good night,
folks. With soccer, I think it'll be Spurs and Chelsea on the Sunday, as far as I.
Sounds a good one, yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
night, folks.
We'll talk to you soon.